afternoon. My name is Holly Baker. I'm with County National Wealth Management. I'd like to welcome Brana Colley, President and CEO of Lenawee Community Foundation. Welcome, Brana.
Well, thank you, Holly. I am so glad to be able to be here with you and share a little bit about what the Lenawee Community Foundation does and the incredible impact that it has on our community.
Yes, we're so fortunate to have the Community Foundation in our community. We love being able to partner with you and learn a little bit about the Community Foundation. So I guess the big question is, what does the Community Foundation do? I know we all have our own thoughts about it, but if you could tell us a little bit about the foundation.
Sure, and that's quite a question and not an easy one to answer. And I would have to ask, do you know what the Lenawee Community Foundation does? And my guess is that you know definitely a piece of it. Some may know more than others, but the fact of the matter is the Community Foundation impacts our community in so many different areas that I've even been learning as I've been in this position over the past 4 months, all of the different ways the foundation makes an impact. You know, when it was first announced that I would be in this position at the end of 2022, many people reached out to share their congratulations, as happens when you get a new job. But almost always, a trend was developing that I noticed. That congratulations would be followed with a question. And you can guess what it is. So what does the Lenawee Community Foundation do anyway? And that's what I will attempt to share with you right now.
Wonderful.
Do you know Mother Teresa?
I do.
So she arguably is one of the greatest servant leaders that we could think of. You know, putting the needs of others before herself, backing up her words with real action. And she has a quote that I think sums up the heart of what the Lenawee Community Foundation really is all about. And she said, and I quote, "None of us can ever do great things, but we can all do small things with great love, and together we can do something wonderful." And that is what the Community Foundation is all about. We believe that by combining charitable contributions, we can have a much greater impact together than we could ever have alone. So that's the high umbrella. To go into the nitty-gritty, I could name several things just over the past year that, Holly, I know you're aware of and that many across our community know about, but probably don't know that the Lenawee Community Foundation was the foundation underneath a fill-in-the-blank project or initiative or community support or of that nature. You know, quickly I could name the A.J. Smith Center right here in Tecumseh.
Yes.
And the A.J. Smith Center is going to be an enduring building in Tecumseh area, offering adult and youth recreational leagues, educational programs, community events, just bringing the community together. I think many people don't know, though, that through the Thompson Fund, which was a wonderful family
Yes.
that had a heart for Tecumseh that set up a fund at the foundation, we were able to gift $2 million to the city of Tecumseh for the A.J. Smith Center. And that last payment of $200,000, it was done over 10 years, was just made.
Yeah.
So the A.J. Smith Center, amazing.
Yes, absolutely. As you talk about the Community Foundation, and people typically know the broader aspect of it, and we may know a few funds here and there, Lenawee Cares, maybe the Hunters for Lenawee, but can you tell us about the 5 programs in essence that are umbrellaed under the Community Foundation?
Sure. In addition to all of the funds and holding more than 100 scholarship funds that help students pay for college year over year, there are 5 specific programs aside from all of the funds that have designated purposes that are umbrella directly under the foundation, as you said, Holly. The first is the Lenawee Youth Council. It's been around a long time. It helps young people grow in their leadership skills, learn how to serve. They actually get to participate in grant making every year. And you can find them throughout the community on a given year working in food pantries or at associated charities or shelters, and really learning how to be servant leaders and make a difference.
It's a great program. It's an amazing program for our youth to learn about philanthropy and giving back.
Yes. So Lenawee Youth Council, Volunteer Lenawee. Many people have heard of Volunteer Lenawee, but don't know that it's actually part of the Lenawee Community Foundation. There is an organization out there for almost everyone to match the heart of what an individual may care about. Someone may want to give back, but might not know where to get started. So we try to partner that person with an organization that matches their interest and fits in with their lifestyle so they can give back.
Yeah. So important. That is wonderful. What about the Imagination Library?
I love the Imagination Library. So it's better known as the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, but when it comes to Lenawee County, it's the Lenawee Imagination Library. And through partnership with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, the Lenawee Community Foundation funds and coordinates a program where a child from birth to age 5 gets a real book every single month for all of those 5 years, so that by the time they are going into kindergarten, they have their own library and appreciation for books. It has been proven to make a real difference for reading readiness, and we know when a child can read well, they are more likely to do well in all of life. So
that's great. Yeah. It's an impressive program, and so wonderful that we have that in our community. And then what about Lenawee Cares?
Lenawee Cares is, we all love Lenawee Cares, at least I hope you do.
Yeah.
A group of incredible volunteer leaders make up the Lenawee Cares Advisory Board, which is housed under the Lenawee Community Foundation. And every year they hold a campaign to raise dollars and gift amounts of any amount. Individuals across the county may choose to contribute out of their paycheck, especially if their employer agrees to participate. Even $5 a paycheck up to large amounts are pooled together every year to make a difference and give back to basic needs in Lenawee County through grants or designations to organizations from Share the Warmth to Hospice of Lenawee, Catholic Charities, Habitat for Humanity. I mean, fill in the blank. The point though, it has to be Lenawee County based. It is by the people of Lenawee County, for the people of Lenawee County, and the funds raised go back into only Lenawee County, and the overhead is minimal, about 10% only of what's raised to facilitate this amazing program that makes a big difference every year.
So important to keep the funds in our community by individuals giving back to our community. It's wonderful. And then what about the Hunters Helping Lenawee?
So Hunters Helping Lenawee, I did not, I confess, know this program existed before I came on board the Lenawee Community Foundation team, but what a program. Hunting is important to many people across Lenawee County. It's part of the family tradition, passed on from generation to generation. We do have a lot of deer, and not everyone can consume or eat everything that they may take in a hunting season. So Hunters Helping Lenawee actually partners with the processors, and most importantly with food pantries all across Lenawee County. And to make a long story short, because of support by donors who will pay for the processing, the venison is delivered to food pantries at no charge every season for the last 10 years, growing more and more so they can have fresh meat to feed their families. It's a beautiful program.
That's incredible. And so outside of the 5 programs that you have, I know also individuals can set up donor advised funds for areas that are maybe very specific or near and dear to their heart. So can you tell us a little bit about a donor advised fund?
Sure. There's donor advised funds, and there's also fields of interest funds or designated funds, which might be set up only for an organization to last forever, maybe, rather than giving it all at once, so that you are ensuring the long-term sustainability of a beloved organization that means a lot to you and your family. One example would be the Wildberg Fund. It's a veterans fund. And it was established by a local Lenawee County resident to honor the memory of her father, who was a veteran. And the purpose of that fund is to support veterans in Lenawee County. But that's how specific someone can be. We're here to match caring individuals with the causes that matter most to them, all focused back on supporting Lenawee County.
Wonderful. So they're leaving their legacy forever
Yes.
in Lenawee County.
Yeah.
That is great. And then I understand there's one new fund, the Health, Happiness, and Hope Fund.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that, please?
Yes, and that's a mouthful. Say it 3 times fast. Sometimes I say H3 for short, but it's health, happiness, and hope, and it's exactly what the title says that it is. You know, Holly, I know you remember COVID. We all remember COVID. And the 2020 going into 2021 and the challenges that it had across all sectors of our economy and families and schools, organizations. And now that it's mostly in our rearview mirror, thankfully, we can take away, though, going forward, lessons from that. And one of the lessons that the Community Foundation took away is that there are unforeseen needs that we may not even be able to imagine coming in our future. And when the impacts of COVID-19 hit Lenawee County, many people came to the foundation looking for support. And if there wasn't a fund there that matches a purpose, you know, Holly, you brought up, you know, you can match it to a purpose that matters to you. Well, we have a responsibility of stewardship to honor the purpose of a fund. That's what makes it so great and special. But on the other side of that, there were not dollars available to help, because who would have ever imagined such a thing as the pandemic? And out of that lesson, our goal is to actually have a $2 million fund that is unrestricted. Unrestricted doesn't mean we want to use it to pay the bills or office equipment like another nonprofit. Unrestricted in the foundation world means it can be used for purposes to benefit the community that may not be specifically designated. In other words, we may not know what opportunities are ahead or what challenges lie ahead. Also learned that other community foundations around the state often do have such a fund, ready to be able to pivot and be flexible and meet the community's unforeseen needs or opportunities to grow. We don't have that here in Lenawee County. So this $2 million Health, Happiness, and Hope Fund will let us together, this is a joint effort, a partnership with donors across the community, and we'll be ready to meet the future.
What a wonderful fund. What a wonderful idea. Yeah. And the fact that there was leadership and collaboration to come up with this necessary fund for whatever may be coming in our future. So that is great. Is there a campaign around this fund?
It's a great question. And yes, there is. $2 million is a substantial amount of money to raise. The goal is really to raise that within 2 years. The blessing and the great news is that there is an anonymous donor that has stepped forward to match up to $1 million, dollar for dollar. In addition to that, the board of directors at the Lenawee Community Foundation has already pledged over $200,000 toward that goal. So we are looking to raise another $800,000 from across the community, and gifts of any size are appreciated. This is about all of us. Like Mother Teresa said, it's together we can do wonderful things.
So important. And the fact that there's already a donor and that your board is supporting at such a generous level and at 100% level is very impressive and speaks to the need and the value of the Community Foundation. Mm-hmm. So we do thank you for that and for your leadership at the foundation. Before we wrap this up, any closing thoughts for us?
Really, I'm just grateful for all of the visionary leaders and donors and supporters that have worked so hard and that have gone before me in my role for the last 25 years and that continue to invest their time, their energy, their talent to support the foundation so that the Lenawee Community Foundation can be that support for so many other wonderful nonprofits and organizations around Lenawee County. We're here to build the health, happiness, and hope of the people of Lenawee County. And Holly, you mentioned about forever. It's not just for today, but also for forever.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you, Brana. I appreciate you coming in and speaking with us today. And thank you, everyone. Have a good day.